So the Premier League is back this coming weekend, following on from the international break. Will Manchester City still be bloody brilliant? We're going to take a little look next. Today we're taking a look at match number 5 in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button back and say all things Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one rooski, of course. Yes, are you happy that normal football is back? I am elated, of course. I'm looking forward to this weekend's action. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it, of course. Now, these are a couple of, a little bit of strange videos this weekend, because I am, of course, recording these a little bit ahead of time because I'm out on the bloody road. In fact, stop right there, of course. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to provide you with the results from the last weekend's matches because I'm going to be out and a body blout. So just want to make sure that you do have a prediction video ready so you can continue providing with your updates, whether it's via the Super Brew or via our own custom-made prediction league. So make sure you continue to do what you do. And of course, we'll bring you the best video that we can, even though we're recording it ahead of time. Of course, things will be back to normal very, very soon. But until then, let's carry on. So now, of course, you're bang up to date with, of course, the status quo of these videos. So let's get into the meat of the matter. There is no updated Premier League prediction league at the moment. If you want to do it, check it out yourself. I'll bring you bang up to date when I do come back. But of course, the link here for the next round of the predictions is right here on your screen. So make sure you get involved. 100% free. But these are the games that we are looking forward to, of course, this coming weekend, starting on, of course, September the 16th. It is a Saturday. It's the early kickoff. All eyes on this. It's Wolves up against Liverpool at Molineux. Now that these two sides have played each other 22 times since 2004. We've got 4 wins for Wolves. We've got 50 wins for Liverpool. 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wolves, 3-0 win, scoring 14 goals in those 22 games, 0.64 goals game ratio. Up against, of course, Liverpool, 4-0 win, their biggest, 35 goals scored in those 22, 1.59 goals game ratio heading into this. Now, as of recording, remember that this is, of course, ahead of the weekend's action on the 2nd of September. 75% form for Liverpool right now, and they're 4th in the table, of course, unbeaten thus far as well. As for Wolves, they're down into 15, 3 points to the board, 58% form for them as well. Last round over at Molineux was a 3-0 win for Wolves. That was back in February 2023. So they, of course, not too bad recollections of a good victory over Liverpool. So the odds here is 92 is your Wolves on this one, 3-1 is your draw, and 7-4 on is your Liverpool on this one. Of course, we're going to back Liverpool here on the road, 3-1 win, and they're bouncing back into the thick of things, of course, heading into, of course, the next weekend's action. Next up, we do have Bournemouth. They are taking on, of course, Chelsea. That's on Sunday, September the 17th. Let's take a closer look at this one. They're coming at you at Dean Court, the Vitality, whatever you want to call it. 15 times they played each other since 2015. 4 wins for Bournemouth, 10 wins for Chelsea, and we got 1 draw as well. 4-0 win. The biggest, the only win for, actually not the only win, but the biggest win for Bournemouth was a 4-0 win. 16 goals scored in those 15 games, 1.07 goals game ratio. Up against Chelsea, 3-0 win was their biggest. 25 goals scored in those 15 games, 1.67 goals game ratio. They come into this again as of recording in 10th spot on the table, 67% form for them for them right now. Up against, of course, Bournemouth, who are on 42% form for them heading into this. Last round, over at Bournemouth, it was a 3-1 win for Chelsea. That was back in May 2023. Of course, Bournemouth are 50-4 for the victory, 6-4 on is your Chelsea, 11-4 is the draw. Transfer window as slam shut as well. So these are it for the foreseeable future anyway for both these two teams. But going to go with Chelsea on this one. On the road, big one as well, 3-0 win. And of course, Pochettino might make it a move up the table as they go. Next up, we have Villa up against Crystal Palace. That's right, coming at you on a Saturday as well. Coming at you at Villa Park. These two sides played each other 23 times since 1994. We've got 9 wins for Villa, 7 wins for Palace, and we've got 7 draws as well. Villa, 83% form for them right now, looking A-OK. 3-0 win, the biggest over Crystal Palace, scoring 29 goals in the 23 games, 1.26 goals game ratio. Up against, of course, Palace, 3-1 win, their biggest, 22 goals scored in those 23 games, 0.96 goals a game average. Of course, Palace, though, 58% form for them in the minute, and as of recording, in 11th, 4 points to the board up against Villa, who are in 7th. Last round at Villa Park, it was a 1-0 win for Villa. That was back in March 2023. Last time Villa lost at home to Crystal Palace. You're going to have to go back. It's actually back to 2013. Palace picking up the victory there. So we'll see if we are lucky to see that this time around. 5-4 on is your Villa, 13-5 is short, and 10-3 is your away win here. We're going with a home win here. Villa look good right now. And I think outside bet or outside little shot for the player for the Champions League. Next up, Everton up against Arsenal, coming at Goodison Park as well. This is the later kickoff on Saturday, the 16th of September. Played each other 65 times. At 1983, we've got 12 wins for Everton, 40 wins for Arsenal, 13 draws, of course. Everton, 3-0 win, their biggest. 59 goals scored in those 65 games, 0.91 goals game ratio. Of course, Arsenal, their biggest win over Everton in recent times, 7-0 win, 132 goals scored in those 65 games. 2.03 goals game ratio. Of course, Arsenal on 92% form right now as of recording, in 5th in the table, looking A-OK. Everton are in 19th as of recording, 0 points on the board, and of course 50% form for them right now. Last round though, over at Goodison Park, it was a 1-0 win for Everton. That's back in February 2023. The last time that away side beat the home side when Everton beat Arsenal at the Emirates, of course, back in April 2021. So recent good form-ish. Everton have won 3 of the last 6 between these two sides. Actually, 3 of the last 5 in professional capacity. 92 is your Everton here, 74 on is your Arsenal, 65 is your draw here. Going to go with Arsenal on this one. I think Everton are really floundering at the moment. They just need a little stretch of games or a little bit of luck to get their season back on track. Next up, we have Fulham up against Luton Town, coming at Craven Cottage. That's right, these two sides. I played just 5 times in 2006. We've got 3 wins for Fulham, nothing for Luton. And we've got 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Fulham, 7-0 win, scoring 16 goals in those 2 games, 3.2 goals a game average. Up against Luton, of course, 7 goals scored in those 5 games, 1.40 goals a game ratio. Of course, they are in 20th. They will be in 20th because I am recording this after their last game against West Ham. So 42% form for them. That is, of course, concrete. Up against Fulham, 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, 1 defeat past 5 in my eyes. Last time around, it was a 7-0 win for Fulham in the Championship back in May 2022. That was only it was last calendar year. So wow, what a result that was. Coming at you. For the bookies odds here, we do have Fulham 6-4 on for the victory, 11-4 is a draw, 4-1 is your way win. Luton Town are a bit of trouble right now. They need a little bit of fortune, need a point, need something. This could be the game, but I am actually going to go with just the 1-0 win for Fulham. There's a bit of fight in Luton against West Ham, but unfortunately not good enough. Next up, we have Manchester United up against Brighton. Who'd have thunk that this game would be the way it is, of course. Everybody 5-10 years ago would have said United to win this one, but now I think it's flipped completely around. And of course, United will come into this as underdogs. 15 times they played just since 2007, got 10 wins for United, 5 for Brighton, and 0 draws. Of course, Man United 3-0 win, their biggest, 31 goals scored in those 15 games, 2.07 goals game ratio. Up against Brighton, 4-0 win, the biggest, 22 goals scored in those 15 games, 1.47 goals game ratio. Brighton are in 6th right now. They're on 58% form for them at the moment, 6 points on the docket right here, of course, again recording ahead of schedule. Man United are with also on 6 points, 8th in the table, 58% form for them heading into this as well. Last time around, over at Old Trafford, it was a 2-1 win for Brighton. Of course, that was back in August 2022. The odds right here, right now, we've got United even Steves. We've got 12-5 is your Brighton, 11-4 is the draw. So United may be favoured on paper or on the bookies, but of course, tight one. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw right in the middle on this one. Point split. How do you like that? Then Newcastle up against Brentford, of course. That's coming at you on Sunday, September the 17th. Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times in 2016. 5 wins for the Geordies, 1 for Brentford, and 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Newcastle, 5-1 win, scoring 17 goals in those 7 games, 2.43 goals a game ratio. Brentford, though, 1-0 win, their biggest. Of course, 8 goals scored in the 7 games, 1.14 goals game ratio. They are in 9th right now, as of recording, 67% form for them heading into this. The Geordies, though, are in 13th with just 3 points on the board, 67% form for them heading into this as well. Last time around, though, over at St. James's Park, it was a big demolition job. 5-1 it was back in October 2022. The odds right here, right now for this game is, of course, 20-11 on is your Geordies here, 3-1 is your draw. Brentford are 5-1. We are going with the Geordies, the home win here, 3-1 win for them, taking it to the bank. Of course, moving up the chain. So they go Forest up against Burnley, of course, 6-fingered freakazoids coming at you then this coming weekend. Where is it? It's on Monday night, that's right. Coming at you the 18th of September. Played 25 times since the year 2000. 7 wins for Forest, 12 wins for the Freaks, and 6 draws, of course. Forest, though, 5-0 win. Their biggest, 26 goals scored in 25 games, 1.04 goals game ratio. Up against Burnley, 5-0 win. Their biggest, scoring 31 goals in those 25 games, 1.24 goals game ratio. Of course, Burnley, though, 42% form for them right now. They're 18th in the table. Up against Forest, of course, 25% form for them as well. Just 1 win in the last 6 as well. They did just play each other at the City Ground. That was a 1-0 win for Burnley. It was a late goal. Of course, that's back on the 30th of August. Last time I played each other in the league, though, at the City Ground, it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2015. So maybe, just maybe, Burnley might have the edge on this one. 6-5 is your Forest here. 23-10 is your away win. That's the Freaks. Of course, 12-5 is the draw. I am going with Forest, though, here. Bounce back ability. I think the league and the cup, completely 2 separate beasts. And of course, you'll get the real deal here with Forest, who will going to be Brennan Johnson-less, I believe. I think that deal was done and dusted. So 1-0 win, though, for me, for Forest on this one. Next up, we have Brennan Johnson's new boys. Of course, it is Spurs coming at you. Where are you? Tottenham Hotspur taking on Sheffield United, coming at you on the 16th of September. Played each other 12 times in 1993, 4 wins apiece and 4 draws. Biggest win for Spurs, 4-0 win, scoring just 20 goals in the 12 games, 1.67 goals game ratio. Up against United, Sheffield United, 3-1 win, their biggest, 16 goals scored in the 12 games, 1.33 goals game ratio. The Blades, 17% form for them right now, as of recording, 17th in the table, 0 points on the board. Spurs, though, up to 3rd in the table, 7 points on the board, 58% form for them, heading into this as well. Last time around, though, over at Tottenham, it was a 4-0 win back in May 2021. Spurs coming at you with the bookies here, 3-1 on for the victory, 4-1. So draws 50-2 is your away win here. What we're going to do on this one, we are going to go with, of course, a home win, 3-0 win, demolition job, 3 points in the bag, and away you go. West Ham United up against Manchester City, coming at you at the old London Stadium. Now, these two sides have played 53 times since 1993. We've got 4-1 win for, we've got 11 wins for West Ham, 33 wins for City, and we've got 9 draw. The biggest win for West Ham was that 4-1 win, scored 48 goals in the 53 games, 0.91 goals game ratio. Up against City, of course, 6-0 win for them, 106 goals scored in those 53 games, 2 goals game average. They are top of the table, or they're at least second anyway. 67% form for them at that moment. Meanwhile, West Ham are top. They are top of the table. It's the top of the table crunch clash. Of course, 58% form for them, and of course, they are nearly 100%. Of course, they've got 10 points out of a possible 4 games. They did play that Luton game, so they are ahead of everybody. 48 goals, blah, blah, blah. Last time around, though, over at the London Stadium, was a 2-0 win for City. Of course, that was back in August 2022. But of course, the odds right here, right now on the bookies for this game, 5-1 is your West Ham, 2-1 on is your, of course, Man City Red Hot Favorites, 10-3 draw. I'm going to go with the Hammers to get something here. 2-2 draw, point in the bag. But City should be top by the time this game finishes on that weekend. And I think that's about it, guys. That's all I've got for you. My, oh my, what a show, what a prediction. Of course, they are there in my black and white for your leisure. Of course, things will be back to normal next time around, of course, but be sure to give this video some love. And I am out on the road. I cannot really give you the biggest update I can, but this is the best I can do to keep the videos rocking. And of course, don't forget the Super Brew, which is not that. It's there, right there, of course. Make sure you check that out. But until then, guys, we're going to get ready, get my bags packed, and hit the bloody road. Until then, subscribe, thumbs up, of course, smash the little bell. I'll see you soon for the next one, which will be right back here in deepest, darkest Georgia.